Pots and Pans, a poem for the people by Makeda Baraka. They think they can starve the soul of a people by freezing cards and numbers on a screen, by halting the hum of grocery lines and watching hunger swell quiet between the seams. They hope we'll turn on each other, sisters against brothers, neighbors, all in need, as if we haven't already learned that survival is a communal seed. They figure, let the rations run dry, let the markets thin, let the shelves go bare. Maybe then we'll eat each other alive, stick 'em back on plantations. Maybe then we'll forget to care. But oh, they forget who we are. We have fed nations with less than nothing, seasoned air and water with prayer and spice. Even when our enemy sat himself at our table, we served him grace that he never earned twice. They've counted on apathy, on us forgetting the recipe of love, but they never counted on the pots and pans, the echo of metal as a way to rise above. They never counted on stone soup, how we'll gather what little remains, a potato, an onion, some greens and dry beans, turn scarcity into salvation again. They forgot that to feed one another is rebellion in motion, that unity is the oldest recipe we floated across that ocean. We are the hands that stir hope into broth, the hearts that season struggle with song. We know isolation is their weapon, but community has been our armor all along. So when they shut down the system, when the screens flicker and cards freeze, we'll light fires in backyards and alleys. We'll cook truth over open dreams. Red Rover, send all your bullshit over. We'll still be here, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, cooking freedom in the hollows of our pots and pans. Because they've been trying to starve out our hunger since the ships first touched these sands. But we are the feast, we are the table, and the motherfucking plan. Now, this is to say, we have to figure out where we are. Whether we are beneficiaries of these different social, programs or not, these things that are happening are going to affect every last one of us. And we have to figure out how to take care of each other. Community is all we have, but community is all we've ever had. We've never had, for real, any kind of support aside from the support that is actually just set in motion to set us up for failure, to be honest. But we do have each other. And right now, before, this new cycle of food stamps or whatever is supposed to start, and people don't have EBT, SNAP, and whatnot, we need to find a way to support each other. Like Mos Def said back in the day, hungry bellies only love what they eat. We have to capture and get our hands on the needs of the people in the community so that they understand that the only way that we can survive what they're trying to put forth is that we stand together and we support each other, and we all bring something to the table. We're not going to get around this fight. I've said that before. I've said that in Fight This War. I've said that in They Fatten Us Up for the Slaughter, It's time to get fit for the war. It's time to get fit for the war. And part of getting fit for the war is making sure that we care for each other in the most communal ways. I had a neighbor, Miss Rosie, when I was a kid, who after school, if my mother wasn't home and my mother had to be gone for an extended period of time, she watched after me and my brother. She made sure we ate. We were like her grandkids. She was my other grandmother, to be perfectly honest. But we have to get back to that place where we're taking care of each other, because this individuality that we've been tricked into believing, we should be pursuing, it's not going to work. It never worked for them. It never worked for those who are in power. They still a bunch of miserable motherfuckers, even with all the power in the world and all the individualism and, the ability to claim the riches and the capitalism that they benefit from. They're miserable as fuck. Because only a miserable fucking people would try to oppress another people or other peoples globally nonstop. You have to be a miserable soul. So do understand that, our only win is in being a part of a community. And if we can, set up things in our community, set up committees to cook together, pool our resources, do the things that we need to do to make sure that none of us falls between the cracks. None of us goes between those seams. And people that are in need of something, we cannot be afraid to ask for it. And we have to be willing to put in our effort, do our part, the things that really, really matter. We have to be willing to do those things in order to make all of this work together. If you got a potato, we make stone soup around this mug. Like I said, you got a potato, an onion, some spices, we put that in together, but we eat together. And it may not be what we necessarily are accustomed to eating. It may not be necessarily what we want to, eat, but nobody starves that way. You bring something to it. And we can all have, a feast together, but we have to plan as well. We have to have the discussion about why we're in this position and how we're going to get out of it. So while we're eating, we need to be able to sit down and have some conversation about what's going on and how we're going to fix it. Because this is sustainable for a while. Really, these pots and pans, getting these pots and pans together, that's going to be imperative. And it's sustainable for a while, but we have to move beyond it from just surviving to actually thriving. So I just wanted to add, this and make sure people really understand, like, this is not a time for play. We really do need to get it together. We really do need to be learning how to get back to the land and farming and growing our own food so that we're not left susceptible and vulnerable to these processes of capitalism. We have to, and we're going to have to learn how to hate capitalism as much as it hates us. Because believe it or not, it does. And it shows us every day. It's willing to take it all the way to the wall. We got to be willing to take it all the way to the wall too. So I just wanted to say that and let y'all know I love you. And I hope, I hope the best for all of us. Really, I do. And yeah, we're going to win.